asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dear friends, I am very happy to meet you for this program. They say quality is more important than quantity. I was expecting a very large crowd. The highest number of teachers that I have addressed so far is 6,000, and that was last year on 23rd January. All the teachers of Valsad district were present there at Atul open air theatre. That was the highest number, and this is perhaps the lowest number. But the quality is more important, and I hope we will have some fruitful discussion. The seminar is on value education, why and how. This, as you know, value education is a burning topic, and it is an in subject now because of various reasons. The present scenario is this, that all over the world, the teenagers particularly are in turmoil. UNESCO also has got alarmed. In fact, 1982 UNESCO gave a mandate to all the educational institutions, education to be, not only education to do, because they discovered that at that time 54% of the students, youths of America, Japan and Sweden were not meeting natural death. The cause of their death was suicide. Suicide, drug addiction, violence among the teenagers, among the youths, among the students. So, and it is now increasing, and what was the Western trend has come now in India. Every day in the newspaper you find one or two suicides, whether it is in Ahmedabad or Baroda or Bombay. Number of suicides is increasing. Second thing is restlessness. Children are becoming hyperactive. So many parents come to me with the complaint, the child is hyperactive. Very smart, very intelligent, but hyperactive, very difficult to control. Third thing, violence is increasing. Terrorism is increasing all over the world. What is the problem? What is the real cause of all this? We have to think about it. As a national, this is I am telling you from the international level, the world level, all over the world, not only in India, all over the world, this phenomenon is there. Number of suicide is increasing, drug addiction is increasing, number of mental patients are increasing. According to National Institute of Mental Health in America, on an average, at least one person regularly goes to a psychiatrist. According to Ministry of Health, Japan, 42% of the executives and employers and other people all above the age of 44 are suffering from mental disorder. Youth are also increasing in number in mental problems and schizophrenia. Violence is increasing. You know the incident of Colombian school. Two young students, they just took the gun of the father, fired at his father, fired the father, he was killed, came to the school, killed the teachers, killed the students. These incidents are multiplying now. And whatever happens in America or UK happens in India after 5 years, maximum 7 years. We have to be prepared for that. If we do not take an urgent action in the matter, we are going to have the same trend of violence, of schizophrenia, mental patient, drug addiction, Colombian school incidents. Already it happened once in Delhi, the two children, you know about it. How the children are getting kidnapped and are kidnapping others. In UK, everywhere the news came, in UK, an 11-year girl got pregnant and the 14-year father, 14-year boy has become a father and he wants to father the child of that girl who is 11 years. And in Gujarat also one incident has happened when a 11-year girl has given rise to a child. Same trend has already come. As far as the national scenario is concerned, Transparency International carried out a survey all over the world. Which are the countries having highest corruption? And they found out there are 10 countries where the corruption is highest. And one of them is Mera Bharat Mahan. Our great country. India is one of the top 10 countries having highest corruption. And much more surprising for you would be to know that the highest corruption among all this, there are so many areas in which corruption was done. And the one area in which highest corruption was done was the area of education, in the field of education. 21,600 crores rupees of corruption was done in the field of education. Swami Vivekananda said, education, education, education alone is the panacea of all our evils, of all our problems. बाद में देना यार रख लो सब. Education, education, education alone is the panacea of all our evils and all our problems. So, the only magic lantern, the only magic formula by which we are going to change the situation is education. And there is highest amount of corruption in education. What to do? Sri Ramakrishna used to give a story. A person was possessed by a ghost. So they called an oza, Bhua ne bulavyo. So the Bhua came, oza came, he sat down in the asana, and then he had his various articles for his puja and all that. Now came the time when he took up the mustard seeds and started uttering the mantras, very powerful mantras. Now the ghost was very intelligent. It discovered that the mantras are so powerful that there will be no other way but for him to fly, but to go away. So what did he do? He immediately entered into the mustard seeds. He immediately entered into the mustard seeds. Now, the mustard seeds with which you are going to drive away the ghost, those mustard seeds contain the ghost. How do you drive away? The education by which you want to bring a transformation in the whole system and remove corruption and bring values, that education is the highest corruption. So many education institutes are coming up. It has become a business now, commercial house. And this is the most profitable business. Why? You get so many types of concessions, land at concession, maybe free of cost, everything at concession, and no taxes, and you can mint money, you can take donation, you can take fees, everything, plus name and fame. Oh, such a nice person, he has created such a big institution, he is serving the society. He alone knows how he is serving the society. This is a phenomena has come in India, and at the individual level, everybody is under tension. You ask anybody, how are you? Fine. And then you go nearer. Any problem? My God, so many problems. If we put into the computer, they will not be felt. Everybody has problem. Everybody is under tension. Very young girl. I asked her, how are you? I am in tension. Huh? Such a young girl, you are in tension? What is the matter? She said, Swamiji, I am in senior KG. Last year I was in junior KG, I got first class first. My mom has told this time also you have to get first class first. I am under terrible tension. And I am giving you a very living example. Some years back, one of our devotees who gives his honorary service as an engineer, when I was in Porbandar, now I am in Baroda for the last 5 years, before that I was in Porbandar. At that time, the engineer who used to give his honorary services, he suddenly said, Swamiji, I will have to go back to, he is from Rajkot, I will have to go to Rajkot. Why? No. My son's daughter, my granddaughter is in trouble and I must go. He left. Then after 1 week he returned. What happened? No, my daughter was having temperature and my daughter had problems. She was sick. And they took to every doctor. They took all possible tests. Scanning, X-ray, ECG, everything is negative. Everything is okay. Now doctor said, we can't find out why he is sick. So then they took him to a psychiatrist. They took her to the psychiatrist. She was in 4th standard, mind you. 4th standard girl at that time. Now she has come to, I think, 9th standard. 4th standard girl, she was brought. So then they discovered they could not find out. So she was brought to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist talked to her for some time and she was like this, not revealing. Then what the psychiatrist did, he just slapped the girl. Slapped. And when he slapped, she started weeping. And then she told the real reason. What had happened? What has happened, you tell me. It is not a physical problem, it is a mental problem. What has happened, you please tell, otherwise I am going to give another slap. Then she vomited the whole thing. What had happened is that she was in a English medium school, very promising school of Rajkot, very well known school. I will not give the name. Now, she had not done her homework one day. Naturally, these video games and TVs and all have come. So she had not done homework. She went to the school. The teacher, she told her, this is what you are doing. Now, she wrote down in her diary, this is what is there. Take the signature of your mom and bring back tomorrow. That you have not done your homework, this you must show to your mom. Now this remark was written in the diary and she had to get the signature of her mom. Now she is under tremendous tension. If I show to my mom will slap. She is afraid to face her mom. Now, if I don't get the signature of mom and go to the school, the teacher will slap. What to do? She doesn't want to go to school. She is afraid to go to school. She is afraid to go to her mom. She is afraid to tell anything to mom. She is afraid to go to the school. With this tension, her subconscious mind find out a way, become sick. No need of going to the school. And so she became sick. This is exactly what happened. And then her mom was told, don't be so strict, you try to be loving. If one day she has played, it's okay. Don't be so strict. Her teacher was also told that it had become such a dangerous thing. Now she is okay. But this is the glaring example. How all the children are under tension. And then violence, drug addiction, schizophrenia among the children, among the students, among the youth, and all over the world, people are under tension. So at the individual level, we are suffering. At the national level, corruption is rampant. The crisis in the nation today is the crisis of character. At the international level, so many problems. Now, what is the real reason, the cause? The cause is wrong type of education. We are bringing out citizens, we are educating the children in a wrong way, and that is why they are behaving in the manner in which they are behaving. That is why the present scenario, there is an urgent need of changing the education system and have value-oriented education. Now, you will be surprised to know so many commissions were formed by the government of India, Kothari Commission, Dr. Radhakrishnan Commission, So many commissions, one after another. All the commissions told that spiritual education is a must, value-oriented education is a must, but they all these reports, they were lying as reports, they were never implemented. In 1986, the government of India got alarmed and they said that in the new education policy of 1986, the value education should be given topmost priority. UNESCO told education to be rather than education to do in 1982. With all that, it has remained unimplemented. Why? Because of two reasons. Number one, ours is a secular country. Very good. That's a good thing. But it is pseudo-secularism. It is pseudo-secularism. Now the Supreme Court of India, time and again, have pointed out, point blank, that secularism does not mean that you cannot follow your religion. A Muslim can be a staunch Muslim and yet be a secular, yet can be a secular. A Hindu can be a staunch Hindu, follow his own religion, at the time he can be a secular. Only thing is that he should not have hatred towards other religions. He should allow other people to follow their own religion. So secularism meant in this nation, every individual will have the right to profess his or her own religion. And the nation will not give any preference or any partiality towards any particular religion. All will be free to follow their own religion. We took a wrong meaning. Secularism means give a goodbye to all types of religious feeling, give a goodbye to spirituality and be secular. That means just industrial revolution, just money making and consumerism, and the only value in life is money. Only value is to have more and more goods. This wrong concept has come. Anybody professing his own or her own religion becomes unsecular. That was not the thing. Supreme Court of India has found out, has pointed out time and again. This is what has happened. And in the name of secularism, we gave goodbye to all types of spiritual education. That is why when we had a seminar, the science and art to become better teacher in Rajkot, Dr. Ravindra Dave, the former director of the UNESCO Education Institution, he gave an equation on the blackboard. Present education plus spiritual education is equal to perfect education. We are lacking in that spiritual education, and that is the crux of the whole thing. On 16th April 2003, I was at Rashtrapati Bhavan talking to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India. I had gone there to present him a video CD that we had prepared based on the beautiful, inspiring lecture that he delivered on 16th February 2002 at Porbandar, while inaugurating one of the 81 school buildings constructed by us as a part of earthquake rehabilitation project of the Ramakrishna Mission. We had 81 school buildings all over Gujarat, out of which 37 school buildings were constructed in Porbandar district, out of which one was inaugurated by Dr. Kalam. He gave a very inspiring speech to 3,000 students. At the time he had not become president. But we invited him as a Bharat Ratna Dr. Kalam because when we found that when I read his book, India 2020, Vision of the New Millennium, I was very much happy because in this book he has categorically pointed out that if all goes well, India is prospering and India is developing in various fields, science and technology. It is fourth place, remote sensing satellite is number 1, wheat production number 1, milk production number 1. Statistically, he has pointed out that India is rising, and if we can keep up this pace, within 2020, there will be 5 countries ruling the whole world. They will be all developed countries, and one of them would be Mera Bharat Mahan, my India. Now, this book became handy because I was telling Swami Vivekananda was a great visionary. He was not an astrologer, but whatever he predicted has come true. In 1897, Swami Vivekananda said, within 50 years, India shall become independent from British dominion. Within 50 years, India will become independent under extraordinary circumstances without waging a war. Nobody ever imagined that India could become independent. Nobody ever imagined that any country could become independent without waging a war. but it exactly happened. 2015, Gandhiji came back from South Africa, started non-cooperation movement. In 1942, there was Quit India movement. Exactly after 50 years, 1947, India became independent. Whatever Swami Vivekananda said has come true. In 1893, when Swami Vivekananda went for participate in the World's Parliament of Religion in Chicago, he delivered his historic speech on 11 September 1893. That was also 9/11. But we did not listen to his message of harmony of religion, so that was, there was another 9/11. And the World Tower broken. But he delivered his speech. And after, but before he went for the speech, before that, he had gone a little early. He had been to Boston. He met the professor of Harvard University, Professor John Henry Wright. He was having a parlor meeting at Professor Wright's place. During the conversation, he told, after the British leave India, there is a great danger that China may attack India. Nobody ever thought that British leave India. In 1893, he told, there is a danger that China may attack India, but China did attack India in 1962. Whatever Swamiji has told has come true. And Swamiji also said, India shall conquer the whole world by spiritual power, by spiritual culture. And he also said, India will become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. How glorious was India in every respect. In economic field, it was called Sone ki Chidiya, topmost. Culture, spirituality, sculpture, engineering, technology, mathematics, science, geography, geometry, algebra. We had our greatest scientists, medicine, surgery. In all fields, India was on the top. But Swami Vivekananda said India will become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. I have been traveling all over the country, talking to the youth, talking to the students. I have gone to about more than 1,000 education institutions, lakhs of students I have interacted with question answer session, talking to them on total personality development, character building message of Swami Vivekananda. And during those times, I used to say that India will become great. The students would not believe me. So this book was handy. I told, you will not believe me, but you listen to Dr. Kalam. And when I heard that he is also going and meeting the youth as I am going, and Swami Vivekananda said, my faith is in the younger generation. They will work out my plans and programs. So I said, here the both are matching. Then I told Dr. Kalam invited him to inaugurate one of the school building. Beautiful lecture he gave. He was asked, sir, what is the source of your inspiration? He said, normally I do not leak out this secret, but this is the right place to leak out this secret. Then he said, because this is Porbandar, this is the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi, I will leak out the secret. He said, when I was in 8th standard, I was the monitor of my school. My principal called me one day and he said, today you have to call all the students at midnight to the school. Let them listen to the running commentary over radio. No TV at that time, 15th August 1947. India will become independent. Midnight, you listen to the running commentary. So he said, I brought all the children, all the students, and we listened to the commentary. Of course, we didn't know at that time Hindi or English. We knew only Tamil. So we could understand. But we were happy to know that the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, has hoisted the Indian flag and India has become independent. Then he said, next day, in the newspapers, I saw two photographs. One photograph showing Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, hoisting the Indian flag in the Red Fort. I was very happy to see the photograph. And then Dr. Kalam said, and then I saw the second photograph. And that second photograph was my primary education, was my secondary education, was my higher education, and was my life education. And what was that photograph? That photograph was showing when the whole country was rejoicing over the independence, freedom that we had got. The one person who made this possible by his singular efforts, who did the maximum for achieving this freedom, who was the leader of the whole freedom movement, he was not rejoicing. What he was doing? He was walking barefooted in the streets of Calcutta, wiping the tears of the people who had been affected by the Nawakali riots. Mahatma Gandhi. That time Swami, Dr. Kalam said, I could understand what is the nobility of leadership. Had he wanted, he could have become the first Prime Minister of India. It is he who was the national father of the nation. He could have taken up the most powerful position. But for sacrifice, he was in front. Number one. For getting the results of the sacrifice, he was the last. Unlike the present ministers, for getting the chair, first. For giving sacrifice, last. He gave. So Dr. Kalam said, I got the message. I learned the lesson of what is nobility of leadership there. And then he gave a very beautiful speech. And in my vote of thanks, at that time I had declared, he is not only a Bharat Ratna, he is a Vishwa Ratna, and he is going to become great. Within 4 months, he became the President of India. Within 4 months, it came out. So I thought, now that he has become the President of India, he will go to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Afterwards, it will be difficult for me to interact with him because a lot of protocol and all thing is there. So I rang him up. At the time, he was in Chennai, Anna University, professor of Anna University. He came all the way to the guest house to pick up my phone. I said, Dr. Kalam, I want to give advance congratulations because everybody knew he is going to become the president. He was nominated only, but everybody knew that he will get the nomination. He will become the president. I said, Dr. Kalam, I want to give you advance congratulations because once you go to Rashtrapati Bhavan, you will become inaccessible. And his characteristic, I said, not for you, Swamiji, not for you. Then he told, Swamiji will not believe, yesterday only I remembered you. How? There was the first big press conference and they wanted to have my message. And then I told them, I have to give the same message that I gave 4 months back at Porbandar while talking to 3,000 students. What is that? I also didn't know. He said, Swamiji, when you were giving vote of thanks, one girl came to the stage. Brushing aside all the protocol and all the secondary people, she just came to this stage and she asked for an autograph. So Dr. Kalam gave the autograph. Then the girl asked, what is your message for us? Dr. Kalam said, then Dr. Kalam said to the press people, I have to give the same message that I gave that day at Porbandar on 13th February 2002. What is that? I told the girl, my dear daughter, you will grow with the idea embedded in your mind that nation is more important than the individual. And he said, this is my message for the nation today. Let us work for the nation. That is first priority. Second priority is our individual development. If that comes, much before 2020, we will become a developed country. So this is what happened. He became the president. And so on 16th April 2003, I just took a chance whether I could get an appointment for 5 minutes and hand over that video CD. But he gave me 15 minutes instead of 5 minutes. And that was also a wonderful meeting. I thought that earlier he was very humble because from Rajkot to Porbandar we traveled together. He was so humble. 3 hours we talked and he was asking me about Swami Vivekananda and then he asked about Sri Ramakrishna, he asked about Sharda Devi. So many questions. So much so he got interested. For 3 hours I was counting that even after he came, he meditated on the room in which Swami Vivekananda stayed in Porbandar, in the meditation hall, and he got absorbed, so much absorbed, that it was very difficult for us to extricate him from the meditation. Then Dr. Kalam said, Swamiji, I was lost in meditation. He wrote also in his book, Ignited Minds, that both at Rajkot and Porbandar, sitting in that room where Swamiji had stayed in meditation, I was lost in meditation. He did not use the word samadhi, but really he said, I lost really the time becomes indeterminate. I had a first-hand experience. That is what he told. Time becomes indeterminate during the superconscious state. He went to that stage, but we took him out. The 3,000 people were waiting, took a little breakfast, went to the school, gave a very nice speech. Then he went to the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi, paid his respects in that Kirti Mandir, came back to our ashrama. We had lunch together. Then he left for Prasla for another retreat. And from Prasla, he went to Rajkot to take a flight to Bombay on to Chennai. Incidentally, I had also to take a flight that very day from Rajkot, from Rajkot to Bombay, onward to Benares for their centenary celebration. I had to speak there on next day. So I also travelled by car to Rajkot. Seeing me in the aircraft, Dr. Kalam explained, Swamiji, you are going by the same flight. I want to sit near you. I said, okay, I'll come to you. No, Swamiji, you are a monk. I should come to you. So humble. And then I told the young person who was sitting, you go to Dr. Kalam's seat. He also wanted to have, I will talk to you later. He came and said, Swamiji, in the morning you told so many nice things about Vivekananda. Please tell something more. So humble. Now he has become president. I was just wondering how he will behave. Anyway, I took some books, a photograph, and that CD that we had prepared. But before I could give them, he stood up and he gave me a very big basket of fruits. And when I gave all these things, he exclaimed, Swamiji, you brought so many things for me. I jokingly said, what can I bring for you? Like a fakir, I have come to meet an emperor. Like Sudama, I have come from Sudamapuri, Porbandari, Sudamapuri. Like Sudama, I have come. I am a fakir coming to meet an emperor. What can I bring for you? But he is so humble, immediately replied, only one emperor, Swamiji. We are servants of the same emperor. Tamilian touch. Same emperor. That is God. We are all servants of the same emperor. He is so humble. Then we had a lot of discussions. Then I told Dr. Kalam, you want to make India a developed country by 2020, you have brought up plans, I am very happy, and you are meeting all the youth, very happy. We are also trying to work out the plans. Swami Vivekananda also wanted that India should become great, and we are working in our own way. But I tell you one thing, even if you bring the wealth of the whole world bank to India, and if GDP goes further up, the poverty of the poor people will not go. Mind you, I was telling 2003, last year, really it happened, 9.5% GDP growth, 22% below poverty line. But I had predicted in 2003, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank, poverty of the poor people will not go. He became very much excited. Why, Swamiji, why? I said, for the simple reason, the former Prime Minister said, if you put 1 rupee to the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer for whom all these so many development schemes are there. I am afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not. And by the time this 5 paisa reaches the farmer, by that time he has already committed suicide. This is the real picture. It has happened today. What I told in 2003. So many farmers are committing suicide. There are so many development schemes. But rampant corruption in the country. Ministers, IS officers, IPS officers, block development officers, district development officers, by the time Karmchari, by the time it comes down, the administrative expense is so much and the corruption is so much, everything putting some from some. And that person who is receiving, first of all, good people will never receive. Only those who can give bribe and who know how to give the bribe, they only will receive. The real needy people are not going to receive. That is why we had to fight a lot. When I was in Ranchi, Jharkhand, that time it was in Bihar. And I told Dr. Kalam, I am not telling you from the newspaper reports. I was in Ranchi for 10 years looking after our rural and tribal development project, Divyan Krishi Vigyan Kendra. That time it was in Bihar. I had to go to our, that time the capital was, that Bihar capital, Patna. I had to go there for some work. I saw with my own eyes, I had gone to meet the principal secretary to the chief minister of Bihar at that time, many years back. In his table, there was a glass. Under the glass, there was a big chart. For transfer 5 lakh, for new posting 7 lakh, everything is all systematic. No cheating. You pay 5 lakhs rupees from under the table, cash, it has to be cash. 24 hours, within 24 you get the transfer order. No government in the whole world is so efficient as Bihar government. 24 hours. The chief secretary goes along with the chief minister in the helicopter, gets the signature on the files. You know how many places the file has to move. It moves at a rocket speed. Within 24 hours you get the transfer order. But you have to pay in cash from under the table. I have seen with my own eyes. I am not telling you from the newspaper reports. I told Dr. Kalam, Dr. Kalam, I am telling you from my own first-hand experience. The corruption is so rampant in the country today, all your developed these plans will not work. Poverty of the poor people will remain. What is the solution, Swamiji? I said only one solution. What we should have done on 15th August 1947, we should do it now. What is that? Swami Vivekananda said, education. Education alone is a panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Not the present system of education which we are giving. Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. And sometimes I jokingly say, what we are giving is not man-making education, demon-making education. Rakshasa making education, terrorist making education. Who is a Rakshasa? Demon. Bhartirari says in his book Niti Shatakam, there are 4 types of people in the society today. Which are the 4 types? Ete satpurushaha parartha ghataka swarthan parityajye samanyastu parartham udyama bharata swartha avirodhenaye tepi manav rakshasaha parahitam swarthaya nignanti ye tu nignanti nirarthakam parahitam teke na jani mahe. 4 types of people. Number 1, satpurusha. Good human, excellent human beings. What do? They try to do good to others even by sacrificing their own self-interest. Second, samanya manusha, ordinary human beings. What do they try to do? They first try to do good to themselves and then they try to do good to others. Third, manav rakshasaha. They are looking like human beings, but they are manav, they are like demons. What do? For their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. Example, plenty. Everywhere you will get. An executive engineer takes 10 lakhs of bribe from under the table and tells the builder, you can mix any amount of sand with the cement. And a check dam is constructed, the government check dam, and when there is heavy rain, it is washed out because it is all sand. But that engineer, he is not affected. He laughs, he says, koi baat nahi, mera to 10 lakh mein makan ban gaya, desh jai bhag mein. Thousands of people become homeless. Hundreds of people die. Crores of rupees was now lost to the nation. But nothing happens to that engineer. He is very happy. We are producing engineers, doctors, chartered accountants, professionals, MBAs, giants, brilliant. They are all brilliant. Scientists, brilliant. They are giants, but selfish giants. They are all selfish giants. I talk to the youth all over the country. And then I ask them, so many, I am telling you, the youths are same everywhere. I have been to Uttarakhand so many times. I have been to South India. I have talked to the students of TVS School Madurai. I have talked to the best students of Dehradun, Velam Boys School, Velam Girls School, the Doon School, ordinary schools, Madhya Pradesh, MP, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, so many places, Gujarat, Maharashtra, of course, so many places I have been traveling. Everywhere youths are the same. I ask them, what is the purpose of your life? जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या है? लक्ष्य क्या है? बस इंजीनियर बनूंगा, डॉक्टर बनूंगा, चार्टर्ड अकाउंट बनूंगा, फिर बहुत पैसा कमाऊंगा, कैरियर डेवलप करूंगा, पैसा कमाऊंगा, फिर बस जब पैसा आ गया तब तो मजा ही मजा है, मजा ही मजा है। देश का क्या होगा? देश जाए भाड़ में, हम तो अपना कैरियर डेवलप करेंगे। समाज का क्या होगा? समाज जाए भाड़ में, मैं तो अपना कैरियर डेवलप करूंगा। देन आई टेल देम, अच्छा भैया बात सुनो, तुम्हारा देश भाड़ में जाएगा, तुम्हारा समाज भाड़ में जाएगा, तुम कहां जाओगे? इतना तो सोचो, अपने आप को बचाने के लिए तो देश के बारे में सोचो। ट्राई टू थिंक ऑफ द नेशन, एटलीस्ट फॉर योर ओन सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट। दिस वी आर फॉरगेटिंग। वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग सेल्फिश जायंट्स, मानव राक्षसा। वन ऑफ आवर devotees from Rajkot, when I was in Rajkot, one of our devotees went to Bombay because she was told that that disease was very complicated and it had to be shown to a specialist in Bombay. After returning, that devotee said, Swamiji, should I tell you frankly what happened? When we went to that specialist in Bombay, that specialist did not ask, since how long the patient is suffering, what is the problem, what is the trouble. The number one question was, how much can you spend? And according to the budget, we will show the disease. If the budget is 3.5 lakhs copies, 3.5 lakhs rupees, don't worry. Within 3.5 lakhs, we will finish the project. We will carry out blood report, urine report, stool report, all types of investigation in our own laboratory. We will produce the report in the manner in which we want. And then, even if there is no need, we will say that there is an urgent need of an operation. And if the patient dies on the operation theatre, don't worry, the expenditure for the cremation is also involved in this 3.5 lakh package. That is the package. Don't worry. The patient will be killed for getting 3.5 lakh rupees. This is what is happening. This is the type of, and in the medical field, how much corruption is going on. You do not know. You do not know. There is so much of commission everywhere with the medical practitioners, doctors, medical stores. In the field of government offices, there's so much of corruption. In every field there is corruption. Without corruption you cannot move an inch. You can understand how much difficult for us to work in this society today. Because we are preaching against corruption, we say that those who take bribe are really responsible for corruption, but who give bribe are also responsible. So we cannot give. And without bribe nothing moves. Understand how much difficult. We have purchased the land, we have paid the taxes, we have paid the stamp duty, everything. Whatever is official rates we have paid. Now it has to be brought to the government records. The collector himself told, unless until you give bribe, I am not going to do that. For 10 years we had to wait till another good officer came. It did not move. The file did not move. First hand experience. We are having first hand experience of the great rampant corruption in the country today. So then Dr. Kalam said, what is the solution? I said, this is the only solution. We have to change the whole education system, which we should have changed. Because this education system was brought by Lord Macaulay. And incidentally, I have got a beautiful thing. I have got a letter. I have got a speech. Lord Macaulay, in his speech of February 2, 1835, British Parliament. This is the extract of his speech. What does he say? Lord Macaulay says in the British Parliament on 2 February 1835, I have travelled across the length and breadth of India and I have not seen one person who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native self-culture, and they will become what we want them, that is a truly dominated nation. This was the plan. And then in 1838, Lord Macaulay wrote to his father, beautiful letter, in which he says, Father, I am so happy to tell you, the plans that I have started working wonderfully well. And then he says, no Hindu who has ever received education in our type of system remains ever attached to his religion. He becomes an enemy of Indian religion. He becomes completely atheist. He loses faith for the gods and goddesses because I don't want to become an idolater, he says. This is the brainwashing that was done. They wanted us to remain as slaves, black in complexion, but in all possible ways, the servants of the British people, they wanted us to be servants. For that, a typical education system was started by Lord Macaulay. After the independence, we are continuing with that system till today. As on today, we are having the same system. And mind you, where is the corruption? Among the top 10 countries, topmost 10 countries having highest corruption, India is there. And some years back, Reader's Digest brought out a survey, which is the most honest country. They brought out a survey for which, what did they do? In Singapore, in India, in other countries, they devised various means. They just kept some briefcases, bags with some money and some address also, so that they could contact. In Singapore, out of 10, not a single person returned the bag. And the highest number of bags were returned in India, the most honest country in the world even today. But that was a rickshaw driver. The person, and there was a boot polish wala, a boy, he found the bag. Now what did they have to do? Only ring up. The telephone number was there. He had not even 1 rupee. He took 1 rupee on loan and telephoned. Listen to the story further. And he telephoned, taking 1 rupee loan, and returned the pocket to the owner. And the owner, out of 75,000 rupees, wanted to give 5,000 rupees as bakshish. He said, no, I will take money only out of my labor. I will not take any other money. He did not accept the money. And that is why Reader's Digest brought out, this is the greatness of India. This is the great spiritual culture of India. Rickshaw walas are honest. Boot polish wala are honest. Villagers are honest. Who are corrupt? IAS officers, IPS officers, politicians, educators. Higher the education, the greater is the corruption. This is what education policy we are having. The greater is the education, the greater is the corruption. Those who are not educated are less corrupt. So, now where do we stand? What is our education? What type of education we are giving? That is Rakshasa making education, demon making education. And then Bhartri says there is 4th type of person also. But I can't give the name. Te ke na jani mahe. First type Satpurusha, second Samana Manusha, third Manav Rakshasa. Now what name I should give? Because they are worse than Manav Rakshasa. But I can tell you what do they do. The 3rd type of people, for their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. The 4th type people, they don't derive any benefit, but they enjoy others' downfall and others' harm. They are very happy to see the harm being done to others. Anybody's house is burning, very nice, they are enjoying. Did you get any benefit? No, but his house is burning, I am so happy. These are the 4th type. Without getting any benefit, they derive joy out of harm to others. This is the 4th type. And I have made a latest research now. 5th type is also there. Maybe at the time of Bhartri it was not there. I can't give the name because there is no name for the 4th type, but they are worse than the 4th type. What is that? The 4th type of people, they derive joy out of the downfall of others and out of harm for others, without getting any benefit for themselves. 5th type of people, they derive so much of joy by others' harm that by harming themselves they do harm to others. So what do? They sit down in an aeroplane and strike with the world tower. 5,000 people dead. I am killed, doesn't matter. But 5,000 people died. Kya maja aa gaya. What a joy. 5,000 people killed. Terrorist. And then you must have listened to the story of a conch shell and a person who had received the conch shell with the blessings of the God and all that. You must have heard that story. That one person, he brings that conch shell and he prays, and then he gets one new house and the neighbor gets 2 houses, and then he loses all his sleep and he becomes restless and he becomes so agitated, he becomes so miserable. My God, I brought the conch shell, I got only 1 house, and this fellow, the neighbor with whom I am quarreling all the time, has got 2 houses. So ultimately, what did he do? He sat down and worshipped the conch shell, and then when the God appeared from the conch shell, what do you want? He said, let there be one well. before my house. Naturally, automatically 2 wells appeared on the front of 2 houses. Then he said, let me lose 1 eye. So the neighbor's 2 eyes were gone. He became blind. He fell down into the well and died. Ah, I'm so happy. I have become blind by one eye, but the fellow has died. So by harming myself, I will harm others. This is the 5th time. Now in our country today, in the society today, lot of Manav Rakshasa are there. Externally they are looking beautiful. You see, they are not having horns. They may be in safari suit, they may be in Banarsi sari. Rakshasa and Rakshasa everywhere you will get. External. But inside, Manav Rakshasa. 3rd type is there. 4th type is there. 5th type is there. Samana Manushya, very less. And Satpurusha, we have to see with the microscope. Not available. Not to be seen. This is our situation today. That is why now remember what Swami Vivekananda said. Swami Vivekananda said what we want is man-making education, character-building education, and what we are trying to give is demon-making education, Rakshasa-making education, and parrot-making education. What are they? What is we are giving? Just take some information, mug it up, vomit during the examination. After 5 minutes of examination, I don't remember because the examination is given, it's forgotten. And he has been told to mug up all the things. He knows. He has learned by heart what is the width of Amazon river. But he does not know the width of the river he is crossing every day. All our education is just information, information, information. Swami Vivekananda said, education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot there, undigested all your life. If you can digest 5 ideas, you are much more educated than a person who has learned the whole library by his heart. And now you don't have to learn the whole library, just have a Google search, all the information at your table. Why do you want to feed this information into the brain of these people? Why not have creativity? Why not give them the proper education of how to become a better human being, a better enlightened citizen? No. There is so much of syllabus. When I go to the schools, I tell at least 2 periods in the, no, Swamiji, do not know, already we are short of time. I said, National Youth Day, Swami Vivekananda's birthday is celebrated as National Youth Day. You must celebrate National Youth Day. Even I made the circulars. The government of Gujarat gave circulars to all the schools that you must celebrate. But when I approached them, no, how can we celebrate? Why? So much of syllabus is to be finished. They cannot give on 1 hour per year for giving proper ideas to the people. And then they have got enough time to go to the hospital for looking after the children who have become mentally sick. For that you get the time. This is the result you will get. And I do not know, I do not want it. God forbid this may happen. But if we continue to be so much callous about introducing on an urgent basis value education in our schools and colleges, I am damn sure all the evils of the Western society already is coming. It will be much more spread like wildfire, and within 5 years we will have many incidents like Columbian School. We will have many drug addicts, we will have many schizophrenia, and rampant increase in AIDS and suicides and drug addiction and Columbian School violence. All this is going to happen. None can prevent it unless until we have a total transformation of our education system. There is no other way out. Root and branch reform in our education system. We have to say goodbye to the system, education system, which was introduced by Lord Macaulay for the purpose which I have narrated. There is no other way out. So when I told this to Dr. Kalam, he was very much impressed. He said, Swami, and then I told him that we are trying to give this value education in all our schools and colleges. We have 6,000 education institutions in which 6 lakh students are studying in various branches of Ramakrishna Merchant Mission. As you know, Swami Vivekananda started this Ramakrishna Mission. Why? For implementing the message of his master Sri Ramakrishna of worshipping God in man, Shiva Jnana Jeev Seva. And that is why he exhorted all the monks like us, give up your family members, give up all your personal joy and join this great venture of Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. The previous formula was Atmano Mokshartham, forget about it. Not personal salvation. Jagat hitaya cha. Personal salvation, perfection, God realization while serving others. Even to long for your own salvation is also some sort of selfishness, a subtle selfishness. No. Unselfish service what we want. So it will work two ways. The person whom you are serving will also benefit it. So Swami Vivekananda said, he said, you must have heard the mantras. What are the mantras? Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. I am giving you some additional mantras which are much more important for the modern age. What is that? Daridra Devo Bhava, Rogi Devo Bhava. Because our Vedanta says, inside every human being, there is that Atman, the soul, which is beyond time, space and causation, which is beyond all miseries, birthless, deathless, ever pure, ever blissful Atman, is the reality, is the center of consciousness present in every human being, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, nationality. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu, gudo atmana prakashate, drishyate tvagraya buddhya, sukshmaya sushmadarshvi. Inside every human being, there is that potential divinity. God is present. So we try to worship God in man. For that, and Swami Vivekananda did not only give the message, he started a practical demonstration. Even the monks, he told, you must work for the whole day. No meditation. No. Morning, evening meditation, of course. But whole day you have to work. And we have so many service projects. So we have 172 branch centers of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission with the headquarters at Belumat. And we have 14 indoor hospitals, 60 mobile dispensaries, 90 outdoor dispensaries, through which 1 crore of patients are treated free of cost every year. 6,000 educational institutions in which 6 lakh students are studying. We try to give that value-oriented education. Tribal development projects, rural development projects, so many crores of rupees of that. Disaster management, whenever there is disaster, immediately we try to do good, try to carry out the relief services and the rehabilitation services. All the service activities, the basic purpose is worship of God in man. So when I told about this, we are trying to do that. Not only that, what we have done, that we are going to so many other schools and colleges which are not run by us. And we have started resource centers for giving value-oriented education. Ramakrishna Institute of Moral and Spiritual Education at Mysore, Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence in Hyderabad, likewise so many institutions. And then I told Dr. Kalam, we are also going to start Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, VIVC, Vivek at Porbandar. And we would like that you inaugurate the project. And he kept his promise. On 12 January 2006, he came to Porbandar, inaugurated Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, and gave a very inspiring speech. That day, as you know, 12 January is Swami Vivekananda's birthday, which is celebrated as National Youth Day all over the country. So he told about Swami Vivekananda that he is not only the great personality of India, but of the whole globe. And then he narrated how Swami Vivekananda inspired Jamshedji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science while traveling from Japan to America in the same ship. Both were there. Swami Vivekananda was going for participating in the World's Parliament of Religion in Chicago, and Jamshedji Tata was going there for the industrial exposition. Both met in the ship and they had this dialogue. And then Dr. Kalam gave replies to the questions that were put by the youth. Wonderful question answer session. I want that every one of you must get that video CD, DVD that we have brought, one video CD we have prepared, and you show it to your students, in your education institutions, to your friends, worth showing it, only 1 hour CD, wonderful. In which I will just give one sample. One student stood up and said, "Sir, Operation Duryodhan, Operation Chakravyuh and other operations have revealed the tip of the iceberg, that is rampant corruption in the country today. As the President of India, how do you feel about it? And where do you think lies the solution?" And Dr. Kalam stood up and he said, "You know, the Parliament has already taken some action on those MPs." And then he took out a book of Swami Vivekananda. He took out a book of Swami Vivekananda and read a paragraph from his book, where Swami Vivekananda says, "No amount of Parliament acts can make a nation good and can make a nation great." No amount of Parliament acts can make a nation good, can make a nation great. Then what can make a nation good and great? And again he read out from the book of Swami Vivekananda. Only a large number of good enlightened citizens, a large number of good enlightened people can make a nation good and can make a nation great. And then Dr. Kalam said, and the government cannot produce good people, and the government will not produce good people. That also he told. Then who can do it? Only 3 persons can do it, he said. Who are they? Father, mother and the teacher, nobody else. This is the great role of teachers, parents, in providing value-oriented education. They only can do it. Nobody else can do it. By a parliament, what will you do? The moment you find out one law, on the same day, same night, all the advocates will work together and find out how to get out of the income tax practitioners. They will find out how to get rid of the law. That is not going to solve the problem. Father, mother and the teacher. So Dr. Radhakrishnan says, man making cannot take place like an industry. No, it can be done, only it involves a lot of efforts, because what is character? Swami Vivekananda says, character is nothing but a bundle of habits. So, and what is habit? You sow a thought, reap an action, sow an action, reap a habit, sow a habit, reap a character. So, character is nothing but a bundle of habits. It is based of samskaras. And how these samskaras come? There are 4 factors responsible for changing the samskaras of an individual. Whatever samskara, everybody's character is nothing but the bundle of samskaras. And how these samskaras? What are the parameters? 4 parameters. 4 factors are responsible for the samskaras or the impressions of every child or every individual. What are the 4 factors? Number 1, the samskaras received from the individual through past birth, over which we do not have any control. But it makes. Some children are born very pure. Some children are born with great evil qualities. This is because of the past samskara. Second, the samskaras received from the parents, either genetically, through the blood, or through behavior pattern. Third, samskaras received from the environment. What type of company a student is keeping and an individual is keeping, very important. What type of programs one is seeing in TV, very important. What type of internet viewing is being done by the student, very important. What type of atmosphere, whether he is staying in Ahmedabad or in a village or in New York or in Bombay, all this will play a part. And what type of friend circle one has got. So outside environment is the 3rd factor. And the 4th factor is the educational institution in which a person is studying. The whole education institution, teachers and the type of environment in the school or in the institution, that plays a very important part. Most important is teacher. That is why I call teachers the torch bearers of change. They are the only torch bearers of change. They only can bring about the change. Why? Because the parents, though the teachers will say parents are having more control because we are having only for 8 hours. Ready? They are only for 8 hours. But then the parents themselves are ignorant. What type of education they will give? And then, do you think the politicians will give education? They will be responsible. When I go to various schools, many principals say, Swamiji, why have you come to this? Why have you come? Our children are nice. Why don't you go to the politicians? It is they who are doing corruption. They are taking away the grass. They are taking away the fodder. 10,000 crores rupees of fodder was taken by somebody. So much of corruption done by the politicians. Why don't you change them? Why don't you talk to them? I said, not that we are not talking to them, but we have been talking to them for a long time, but no result. No result. So, we have come to the conclusion, the milk which has been spoiled cannot come to any use. The milk which has not been spoiled, That is, these children, their mind is not yet spoiled, they are fresh. We can convert them. The children who are in the school, particularly in the unripe age, they can be given good samskaras and they can become Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose or whatever you want. But very difficult to change the politicians. Yet I said, not that we don't talk to them, we are trying to make paneer out of it. We are not rejected them outright. Still we try to make paneer out of it. They will now, we invite them. You see Baroda, the Dilaram bungalow, historic bungalow, where Swami Vivekananda himself stayed as the guest of the then Diwan Manibhai Jasbhai. There is a historic place. People from all over the world are coming to pay their respect to Swami Vivekananda. There is a meditation chamber and so meditation hall, meditation room and so many other activities are there, be library and all that. Why don't you visit? Yes, we'll visit, but they will not come. Then we find out the way, we make them chief guest in some function. Then they will come. And we garland them and we give them nice beautiful books and they give such beautiful talk. Okay, at least one minister we have changed. But second day again newspaper, same thing. Corruption. So rampant. But we are trying to make paneer out of it. But here the children particularly, they are moldable. It is there we will have to work at that level. So character building will start. Character building, nothing but the Bandala, as I told you, character building is a must. But if you want a strong character, if you want a strong building, you must have strong foundation. If you want a strong character, you must have strong foundation. But this foundation has to be laid before the building is constructed. Similarly, the foundation of the character should come in childhood, preferably. Of course, even at the age of 90 years also one could receive inspiration and change and transform oneself. But then more or less, the children are much more moldable. So we have to work at that level. So this is what is there. Man making character building education, if that comes, that is the only panacea. Otherwise there is no other solution. Rest, there are so many other things to be talked about. But what I will do is that rather than talking myself, let us have two way. You ask me any number of questions, I will try to reply. That will work much better. You ask questions, I will give replies, and then whatever is left out, that I will try to share with you. But for the time being, let us have a cup of tea. Thank you. All are teachers, no? All who are teachers, please raise your hand. Okay. You are? Huh? Management. So one representative of the management is also there. School management. School management, there is one person. So then, should I sit down or should I stand up? Is it okay? Okay. So then, any question? First of all, let us try to see. Any question is there?
This first what we have learned is about various problems which is already arisen in the society. What are the solutions, specific solutions?
Yeah.
Children do not like to study nowadays. They are becoming emotional, they commit suicide. They become a national problem as well as international problem.
Yeah. So, as I told you earlier, the problems are many. There are so many maladies all over the world, all over the society, all over the nation. But the solution is one. A magic formula for that solution is education, but right type of education. Unfortunately, we have not yet understood really the meaning of education. We will have to go back to our system of education which which was very much popular thousands of years back. We had Nalanda University. Thousands of people were studying under that university. And in our olden times, in our Gurukuls, we used to give education. And in the Gurukuls, we had the two types of knowledge was given. In the Mundaka Upanishad we find what are the two types of knowledge. Dve vidye veditavye para chaiva paracha. Para and apara vidya. What is apara vidya? Apara vidya is algebra, geometry, mathematics, astronomy, astrology, physics, chemistry, mathematics. Even the knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge of the Vedas, even that also was considered by them as apara vidya. That is knowledge concerning this world. What is paravidya? Paravidya is the knowledge of the Supreme who is beyond time, space and causation, the Absolute, the Brahman, Brahma Vidya. Both types of education was given in our Gurukuls. The education which will give them employment, the education which will be useful to them in daily life, on agriculture, on dairy, on beekeeping, on all types of such type of occupations which will give them sustenance for life, also on aesthetics, on literature, also on mathematics. All types of knowledge was given to them. Apart from them, apart from all this, they used to give them another knowledge. What is the knowledge of the Supreme Self? Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, knowledge of God, spiritual knowledge. Now what we are lacking in our education system is that spiritual knowledge. We are not giving that importance. Swami Vivekananda said, what is education? Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. We don't have to get this perfection from anywhere. What is education? Education is bringing out that knowledge. And Swami Vivekananda says, you can never educate any person. Education is already there. Only what we have to do, it is like a seedling. You plant a seedling, you don't have to every day draw the seedling, the plant. Plant itself will grow. But what we have to do? Pruning. What we have to do? Fertilizer. What we have to do? Water. That's all. You just try to hasten the process of growth of the plant. That's all you can do. Remove the resistance, remove the blocks. Similarly, what we have to do, the child will develop. Their knowledge is inside. You remove the outside obstructions. So Swami Vivekananda said, knowledge is not gained from outside. The whole knowledge is inside. Law of gravitation did not fall down from the tree. It was already there in the mind of Newton. But outside was only a stimulus. The falling of the fruit was only a stimulus, but knowledge was inside. So, the whole knowledge is inside. So, Swami Vivekananda says education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. And now the modern psychologists are also agreeing that yes, Abraham Maslow in his book, The Further Reaches of Human Nature, says self-actualization is not enough. So far he was talking about self-actualization, that is actualizing the potential. We have got a lot of types of capacities. No, self-transcendence is the goal. Self-transcendence means transcending the limitations of time, space and causation, going beyond time, space and causation. Meeting the and reaching infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite happiness, infinite fulfillment. That is the goal of human life. Fortunately, the modern science has also come to rescue. So far they were telling that if you want to have character building, what is character building? Character building, we are trying to have workshops on total personality development because this is very popular. So I have given the name total personality development, but not personality development. Because in personality development workshops, what is being taught is what type of etiquettes and manners and what type of hairstyle and what type of dresses one has to wear and all those nonsense things. External appearance, that's all. And that is enough. That is all. At the most, public speaking, full over. At the most, public speaking, personality development is over. No, that is only external level of the personality. But there has to be an internal level of personality. So, if I say that there will be program on character building, no will come. Nobody will come. So, I say total personality development workshop. Oh, yes. Because it's a catchy word. That's why I given that name. Ultimately, it is an age of packaging, you know. Inside material may be very good, but unless it is a good packaging, it will not go. So, I have given the phrase total personality development. Nothing but Swami Vivekananda message of character building. And there we try to give values. You know, value education, that is a very wrong notion. Many people have their own value education. First of all, people do not realize the importance of value education. Even if they realize, they do not realize the urgent necessity of value education. Even if they realize that urgent necessity, they do not know what is value education. Values are not, oh, truthfulness, honesty, this, that. And they say we are trying to give, but they are not, the children are not receiving. How they will receive? How they will receive? Just by giving values, they will not, just by telling precepts. Satyam vada, dharmam chara, swadhyayan ma pramadaha, all these shlokas, everybody is telling, speak the truth. The child also says, his father, speak the truth. I will speak the truth. No, you speak the truth. Nobody wants to follow. They want others to follow. They want others to follow. That is the problem. So, value education is not a simple thing. Value education, first of all, the principle is values are never taught, values are always caught. This is the first fundamental principle we have to remember. Values are always caught. One of our Swamijis was the principal of a very famous education institution of our country, one of the best schools of our country, run by Ramakrishna Mission. And in all our schools and colleges, the principals will be our monastic members to keep up the quality. So, and the children, as you know, everywhere children are the same like monkeys. So they would rather try to do something or the other. So now they took on their head, these children, very beautiful campus, beautiful lawn. So they will put the small papers, these, that, small, all those dirty things on the lawn. Make the lawn dirty, all that. Now, normally what do we do? Put up a notice board or announce in the assembly? No, he did not do that. What did he do? When he was crossing over the lawns, this from his office, from his chamber to the classroom, he would just pick up these pieces and put it in his pocket. And then when he goes to the other side, there is a dustbin, he will put there. He did not say anything to these children. Children like monkeys, watching everything. Everything they were watching. 2 days, 3 days. 4th day, those notorious children who were doing it, they just fell down at the feet of that principal Swamiji. Dada, ar korbo na, kintu amader bhalo lage na, apni erokom koren. Their principal, they don't say sir, they say Dada. Dada means elder brother. Dada in Bengali. Dada, we will not do it now. Please forgive us. But we do not feel comfortable. You are yourself picking up the thing. We will not do it. And they themselves started picking up. It was stopped. How? Values are never taught. Values are caught. He himself did the whole thing. But demonstration. This is a small example how the values are caught. So, value education is a number one. Value education is not just giving 1 or 2 values, this and that, and telling them simply to follow. Nobody is going to follow. We have to have a root and branch reform. That is why how we are trying to do value rooted education is to conduct this workshop on total personality development. Total personality development means not IQ, EQ and SQ. All the 3 have to be developed. IQ, intelligence quotient. EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. And SQ is spiritual quotient, spiritual intelligence. As I told yesterday in another program, that Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. She has brought out a book. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she has told neurologically, biologically, psychologically, physiologically. From every point of view, there is a concluding evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. And what is IQ? IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you whether to play the game of life at all or not. Well, that is your choice. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? Why are we born? Where do we want to go after death? What is the purpose of life? We do not know. This is the most important part. And now there are many books coming out for development of SQ. But this is what Swami Vivekananda told. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. And this perfection is not only perfection in all types of subjects. That is, perfection in the subject matter that is being taught. But perfection which enables you to transcend this reality. That is, you must learn how to get success, happiness and peace in everyday life. But you also must know infinite happiness, infinite joy, infinite bliss, how to get that. That also must be known to the children. That is why in our Gurukuls, the Rishis, they used to give secular knowledge along with the spiritual knowledge. Now, unfortunately, in the name of secularization, pseudo-secularism, we have stopped spiritual knowledge. But now the modern science is telling that development of SQ is a must if you really want to develop the child and if you want total success. So what we are advocating on the total personality development, where Swami Vivekananda says the total transformation of character has to come. Values one by one will not come. We have to have a total transformation. And this total transformation of the character means physical development of the personality, mental development of the personality, intellectual development of the personality, and then moral and spiritual development of the personality. Number one, Swami Vivekananda said, is most important. First of all, physical development of the personality. Physics should be strong. And he was one of the rare monks who told, only Swami Vivekananda could say like that, he said, you will be nearer to heaven through football rather than by the study of Gita. You will be nearer to heaven through football rather than by the study of Gita. And of course, that does not mean that he did not want that we should study Gita. One student came to me and said, Swamiji, I have stopped studying Gita. Why? Swamiji says you will be nearer to heaven through football rather than by study of Gita. So I started playing football and stopped Gita. He said, don't misunderstand Swamiji. You read the whole sentence. Swami Vivekananda said, you will be nearer to heaven through football rather than by study of Gita, because by playing football you will develop your biceps and your muscles and you will become stronger, and then you will be able to understand the message of Sri Krishna better. So you have to study Gita, but you will be able to understand Gita when your biceps are strong. So first become strong physically. So both have to be done. But physical strength is a must. Atmana vindate viryam. So, first of all, physical strength is a must. But that is not enough. Intellectually, you should be bright. Intellectual strength, intellectual development of the personality is a must. Even that is not enough. One very brilliant girl, when I was in Rajkot, very brilliant girl, MSc first class pass in microbiology, just entered my cabin and she said, I want to commit suicide. For some problem. Simple problem, I want to commit suicide. Why? Mental strength is not there. Intellectually very bright, but no willpower, but no mental strength to withstand the shocks of life. Life, Swami Vivekananda was asked this question by Maharaj of Khetris, Swamiji, what is life? Swamiji immediately replied, my dear prince, life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. Life is struggle. Life is unfoldment of a personality. The struggle will be always there. It's a part of the game. But you should not be afraid. Face the brutes. face the struggles, face the difficulties of life. Now, if the mind is weak, you will not be able to face the difficulties. Then your personality has not been developed. So, physical development personality, intellectual development personality, mental development personality, and in that mental development there are so many avenues. Swami Vivekananda says, if I had to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind, and then information I can have at my own will. And now you can have the information at the Google search, just click, you will get the information. But most important, he said, concentration of mind. He had tremendous power of concentration, and yet he wanted more concentration. How much? When an example, Swami Vivekananda gave up his body on 4th July 1902 at the age of 39 years. A few days before his passing away, he was in his room in Belur Math. That room is still kept intact. If you go today and visit Belur Math, you will be able to realize, you will be able to feel as if Swami Vivekananda is still living. His bed, his cot, his chair, his table, everything is kept, his clothes, everything is kept intact. Anyway, at that time Swamiji was studying Encyclopedia Britannica, big volumes had come. At that time his disciple came, Sharat Chakravarti. After seeing these big volumes, he said, Swamiji, so many volumes, it will take whole lifetime to study these books. Swamiji said, what do you say? Only few days back they have arrived. Already I have finished 10 volumes. I am studying now the 11th volume. Huh? Within a few days you have finished 10 volumes. How is it possible? Impossible. I don't believe. Swami said, you don't believe? Okay. From these first 10 volumes you ask any question. And the disciple asked so many questions. Swamiji replied all the questions, sometimes even quoting the very language of the book. Then the disciple was very much astonished. Swamiji, this is a miracle. Swamiji says, this is not miracle. That is the power of concentration of mind. If your concentration of mind, 10 hour study can be done in 1 hour. Many students ask me, Swamiji, how is it possible 10 hours study in 1 hour? I said, it is possible because at present you are studying 1 hour study, you are doing in 10 hours. Eyes are in the book and mind is somewhere else, in the cricket ground or in the film show or in TV. Mind is running there somewhere. And then you turn the pages, eyes are there, but information, that concentration is not there. So, concentration is there, 10 hour study can be done in 1 hour. And not only study, in every field you will get success. So this concentration of mind is a very big virtue, is a big value, and that is mind control. So physical development of personality, mental development of personality, intellectual development of personality, but that is not enough. Even with all that you can become Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hitler, Mussolini, Bin Laden, Phulan Devi. If the fourth thing is not there, moral and spiritual development of personality. So that is total personality development. And I give all the youth, after going through the literature of Swami Vivekananda, that is in 9 volumes, complete works of Swami Vivekananda, all his yogas, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga. On these 4 yogas every day we are discussing. Today is the 3rd day, all of you are welcome, 6:30 you must come. Harmony of 4 yogas for bliss and peace. So today is the 3rd day. So these yogas, letters of Swami Vivekananda, conversations, all these is in 9 big volumes of Swami Vivekananda, complete works of Swami Vivekananda. From there I have culled some of the teachings for total personality development. Just to make it little more systematically available to the students, I call it Panchashila for total personality development. Tomorrow evening I am going to give to the students Panchashila for total personality development. What are the Panchashila? Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-knowledge, self-control and self-sacrifice. Swami Vivekananda said, the old religion said he is an atheist who does not believe in God. The new religion says he is an atheist who does not believe in himself. First, believe in yourself. Have confidence. And how to develop confidence? By positive thinking. By having positive thoughts. Modern psychology says develop PMA, avoid NMA. What is PMA? Positive mental attitude. Avoid NMA, negative mental attitude. For everything there are 2 aspects, positive, negative. A glass half full of milk. NMA person will say, oh, glass is half empty. PMA will say glass is half full. Both are right. But the perspective is different. So try to develop PMA, positive mental attitude. And one of the best ways I tell the youth is to read the books of Swami Vivekananda. Rabindranath Tagore told Romarola, the French savant, Nobel Prize winner, if you want to know India, study Vivekananda. In him everything is positive, nothing negative. And then when he studied the books of Swami Vivekananda, he was so much enamored that he wrote the biographies of Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. And then he told about the books of Swami Vivekananda, about the words of Swami Vivekananda. He said, he wrote, his words are great music, phrases in the style of Beethoven. I cannot touch these sayings of his scattered as they are through the pages at a 30's distance without receiving a thrill through my body like an electric shock. So, the books of Swami Vivekananda, I have many places I have told, many schools, colleges, I tell you start reading the books of Swami Vivekananda, particularly at night while gliding into sleep, read a few pages. It will have very good effect. Why? It will act like auto-suggestion. Just when we are gliding into sleep, take the positive thoughts. And I tell so many people, so many students, they say we have inferiority complex and all. I said, you read the books, it will be over. Huh? Just by reading the books of, we will get confidence. I said, you try. First they don't believe. Afterwards they write to me, Swamiji, that time we didn't believe. But after reading the books, we are getting confidence. But one day I received a letter from a girl. She wrote to me. She was at that time studying in third year chemical engineering of Sindri Engineering College in Bihar. She wrote to me, Swamiji, when you came to Ranchi, at that time during the youth convention, you told read the books of Swami Vivekananda every day and you will surely get self-confidence. From last few days, from last more than a month, I am every day reading the books of Swami Vivekananda while going to sleep. But unfortunately, I am not getting confidence. After getting that letter, I also lost confidence. Because so far I was telling by reading the books you will get confidence. Here is the first letter which is having. But after a few days I received another letter from her. She said, Swamiji, I wrote to you that after reading the books of Swamiji I am not getting the confidence. After dropping that letter, I started thinking so many students are getting benefit, why should I not get the benefit? So I started reading the books again, this time not only with the eyes but also with the mind. And I am telling you, Swamiji, I am getting confidence. So I got back my confidence. So now I can say with confidence, if you read these books containing very positive thoughts, I tell the students, read the books of Swami Vivekananda. Self-confidence, self-reliance. Swami Vivekananda says that you must help yourself. Don't depend on others. Even in small things, students, they depend on others. That is why they are not getting. And the parents also are spoiling them by keeping everything ready for them. They will press the clothes, they will polish the boots. With the result, that student is completely helpless without parents. We are making them completely dependent. So I have given one paper. If you want your son to become a criminal, what are the things to be done? I have told. And this is exactly we are doing. This is exactly what most of the things our parents are doing at present. So this is a red light I am showing. So, self-reliance. They must rely upon themselves and don't rely on the luck and bad luck and all that. No. Work hard, Swami Vivekananda says. You are the creator of your own destiny. Self-knowledge. How self-confidence, self-reliance will come? By self-knowledge. When one knows that I have got infinite power within me, Swami Vivekananda says, you must remember there is tremendous infinite power, potential divinity. This is the most important part of value education. Every child has to be told, you are divine. You are divine. You are not this body-mind complex. Behind this body-mind complex is the soul having infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss. That is your true nature. Chidanandrupa Shivoham Shivam. Let them meditate for 1 minute every day. I am the birthless, deathless, ever pure, ever blissful Atma. Let them meditate. Tremendous transformation comes. We have seen with our own eyes what a tremendous transformation comes. So this self-knowledge will give self-control and self-confidence. How to get self-knowledge? Self-knowledge is already there. Knowledge is already there, self is already there, but it is covered. We have to remove the covering. How to remove the covering of ego? How to remove the covering of selfishness? How to remove the covering of ignorance? 4 methods: Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. Daily let them practice little bit of meditation, that is Raj Yoga. Daily let them read some good powerful thoughts, that is Jnana Yoga. Daily let the students pray every day, that is Bhakti Yoga. And daily let them serve some unselfish service, that is Karma Yoga. Let them do their study also as a matter of worship, as a part of worship. Convert work into worship. So these 4 yogas will remove the screen of ignorance. 4th, self-control. As I told you, power of concentration of mind is very important. And how to get concentration of mind? I give them the formula: C is directly proportional to P, where C is equal to concentration and P is equal to purity of mind. How to get purity of mind? By pure food. Aha shuddhau sattva shuddhi, sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi. And this pure food does not mean only what we are eating through mouth, but the food that we receive through ears and eyes. And I give them the example of 3 monkeys, and I also give them the example of 3 monkeys of Gandhiji, and I also give them the example of 3 monkeys of Switzerland. Gandhiji 3 monkeys: don't look at evil things, don't listen to bad things, don't speak evil things. One of our Swamijis went to Switzerland for preaching Vedanta. There by the side of a lake he discovered an image of 3 monkeys, but very strange image, because one monkey was having one eye closed, one open, and second monkey one ear closed, one open, and third monkey half mouth closed, half open. So he was bewildered. What could be this message of these 3 monkeys? And then he remembered a shloka from the Vedas and immediately got the meaning. Badram karnebhi shunuyam deva, badram pashe makshabir jatraha, sirei rangaistustu agam sastanubihi, vishema devahi tayedayu, swastina indro vriddashava, swastina pusha vishwaveda, swastina astaksha varishthanimi, swastino brihaspati dadatu. Listen to good things. One ear is closed, don't listen to bad things. Don't listen to evil things. But one ear is open, listen to good things. Badram pashe makshavir jatraha. One eye is closed, don't look at evil things. One eye is open, but look at good things. Don't see bad programs on TV. One eye is closed. But good channels, good programs you must see. Don't read bad books. Read the books of Swami Vivekananda. Read the other books, inspiring books on self-development. Read the books of great people, great personalities, great patriots. Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavata, Bible. Who say whatever religion you are, read good books. Then half mouth is closed. Don't criticize others, but half mouth is open, but have a word of appreciation for others. Half mouth is closed. During meditation, keep mum. Half mouth is open. During prayer, open your mouth. So, taking good things by our senses and not allowing the bad things through our senses, that will be the way of purifying our mind. And once the mind becomes pure, we will have concentration. I also tell them that we must have a regular and routine life. And so, there should be a regulated routine. And I give them all the hints how to study effectively. All these I am going to give tomorrow to the students. How to study effectively, there is a big chart. How to develop concentration, there is a big chart. What is the total personal development, there is a big chart. All this we are going to give tomorrow to the students. Then, last is self-sacrifice. Sacrifice does not mean that you have to die. Dying for the nation is good. Dying and living for the nation is better. When necessary, you must be ready to sacrifice your life. But ready to sacrifice while living, that is more important. So what is to be sacrificed? Everybody need not become a monk, but what is to be sacrificed is selfishness. So we tell the students, you must develop this selfishness. You must give up this selfishness. Remember, Swami Vivekananda said, you know, he was very, very kind, always very kind. But sometimes he became harsh. One of the harsh words that he has spoken, as long as millions of our people are living in ignorance and poverty. I hold every educated person a traitor, is the word, use the word, a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. He is the, use the word traitor. We are all traitors. We have been educated. The government, with the taxpayers' money, the money coming from the tax that had been imposed on the farmers, poor people, with that taxpayers' money we have been educated, and when we get educated, we don't even feel for the miseries, suffering of these poor people. We are traitors. As long as millions of poor people are living in ignorance and poverty, I hold every man a traitor who has been educated at the tax expense, pays not the least heed to them. And Swami Vivekananda wrote a beautiful, inspiring letter to the Maharaja of Mysore, who was his disciple. He said, "My dear princes, life is short. The vanities of this world are transient. In this short life, they alone who live for others, the rest are more dead than alive." And today in the society, most people are more dead than alive. They are living for themselves. Main, meri bibi, mera bacha, mera makan, desh jai bhad mein. All are living for themselves. They are not bothering about the society. Everybody is self-centered. They want to have their own career development. Everybody, career development, make money and grow further, ambition. Ambition for what? Personal aggrandizement. No ambition of serving others. No ambition of, no feeling for others. This is our modern education system. We are telling our children to become self-centered. And we are showing by our own example, the parents are showing how to become self-centered. No amount of preaching is going to be any use till you demonstrate by your life. But these are the 5 principles which I try to project before the youth, before our students, whenever I go and have a workshop on total personality development. Now here the teachers can play a very important part. Very important part. How? By following the principle what Swami Vivekananda said. What did he say? He said, be and make. First you become great, then make others great. You first develop your own personality, your own character, then develop the character of your students. But first you have to be, then you can make others. Otherwise, students are not going to listen to you. Many teachers, they say, students do not listen to us. They will not listen to you. Because they will not listen to what you say, but they will do what you are doing. They are like monkeys. You tell them, please give me the cap, they will not give. You give the cap, they will give the cap. They are like monkeys. So they will imitate you. So values are always caught, never taught. So the value education is something different from what we are trying to give in various schools and colleges in the name of, first of all, nobody is trying, very few institutions are trying, that are also hodgepodge business. And it is half-hearted attempts. We have to go to and have a total transformation.
Swamiji, there is one textbook called value education in the most of the school, and they are taking exam and giving the project. Most of the project the parents are doing. But actually, children are not reading the books, only underline or marking this for the exam.
That is why I am saying that values are never taught; they are always caught. You may have examination on value education, then also.
But they are not following people.
So what is the use?
So whatever is in book, the children are not following them.
So what is the use?
No use.
That is why I am
Take
telling.
off the name that we are giving a value education.
So that is why I am telling that these hodgepodge type of things will not work, half-hearted advance will not work. We have to have root and branch reform. How? That is, we will have to, now I will come to this practical hints on introducing values in the education institution families. What we can do? There are so many things that we can do. Number one is transforming the educational institutions. Transforming the education institutions. How? Many teachers and many educationists, they say, Oh, you are telling all these things are very easy to say, but very difficult. These modern day children are the hyperactive and they are so, they are so smart and they do not listen to us, they are most disobedient and very difficult. You are saying it's very easy, but no, it's very difficult, this. And our children, they are very notorious, they are very, yes, I say, everything is okay. But you answer me one question. Students of your institutions, are they criminals? Are they criminals? If a lean and thin lady like Kiran Bedi, the first IPS officer, she is very close to us. When she was not given any posting, she was a little disturbed at the time. The books of Swami Vivekananda came to her rescue. She read other books also, but she derived inspiration from the books of Swami Vivekananda. When she got the worst possible posting, that is Tihar jail, where all hardcore criminals. But she was told, you take this also as worship, take it God's wish. And she took the prisoners that work as worship and started various projects. Within 3 years, Tihar jail was converted into Tihar Ashrama. If a lean and thin lady like Kiran Bedi can transform a Tihar jail into Tihar Ashrama, can we not convert Vidya Mandir into a Vidya Mandir? The name is Vidya Mandir. It is already a temple. You are calling it a temple. Can it not be converted into temple? But it is not Vidya Mandir at present. Does it look like Vidya Mandir? You go to any school, very few schools have got divine atmosphere. First of all, it is very dirty. Godliness, cleanliness is next to godliness. First of all, if divine atmosphere has come, it has to be clean. There is no cleanliness. When I went to Uttarakhand, we had teacher seminar. Swamiji, it's very easy for you to tell cleanliness. For last 3 years, we have been requesting the government to sanction the grant for whitewashing, but they are not sanctioning the grant. What we should do? Ours is a government school. I said, I will give you one very good practical hint. You tell the students to prepare good posters, have poster competition. Let them write the teachings of the great people, good, inspiring teachings. Have a competition. And gives little award. I will give the books for award, good books. I will give free of cost. Put these posters in all the walls. Who checks you? Double advantage. Every day they will be able to see so many good teachings, and your dirty walls have been already blocked. And when afterwards, when you get the sanction, then you have whitewashing. So solutions are there for every problem. First of all, cleanliness. And then this Vidya Mandir, we are calling Vidya Mandir, dirty atmosphere, dirty furniture, no systematization. And then most of the schools are not having assembly. Even if they are having assembly, it is only for the name's sake. So assembly has to be made more effective. I will tell you how. When we told about assembly, they said, Swamiji, you are telling about assembly, but all the children, they come late. They will come only after the assembly is over, number one. Number two, even if they sit down, nobody sings the prayer. They will not sing. Even if you tell them, they will not sing. They are least interested in the prayer. Now, we wanted to know why. Ultimately, it was discovered that the students are not interested in prayer because the prayers are not good. Prayers are not good in the sense that prayers is always good, but the way it was sung was not good. Why? Because, this young children, they have got a very good time sense and very good rhythmic sense. If it is not in a rhythm, they will not be able to follow it and they will not enjoy it. So, we told them, employ one music teacher, part-time music teacher, and the teacher trained a few students, and the whole prayer was done in rhythmic thing. And after 3 months, the principal reported, Swamiji, miracle. all the students are singing the prayer so enthusiastically. Why? Because it's done in a rhythm. So we have to create interest by properly following the songs. And then some reading from inspiring books at the time of assembly. So assembly has to be made more effective by music teacher, by employing part-time music teacher, by having good songs, by having prayers, effective prayers, and well-meaning prayers, all these things. And then also of all religions, that particular topic, in the pseudo-secularism phenomena, what we could do is, we should give, rather what we have been doing, we have been restraining ourselves from giving knowledge about any scripture or any religion. Why? It's secularization. We say the reverse thing, give knowledge about all religions, not only one religion. Then they will understand that every religion is great and they will not have any hatred towards other religion. If we want to check terrorism, mind you, all these terrorists are highly educated, some of them very highly educated. In our own education system, they have gone. It's our mistake. We have given them wrong education. That is why they have become terrorists. That is why I told them it is terrorist making education. Because had we told them in the schools, when they were in the schools, had they been told that every religion on earth is a great religion, as Sri Ramakrishna said, and leads to the same goal, had they developed respect towards religions which they are not only following, others are following, they would not have turned into terrorists. So fundamentalism has to be given a goodbye. This fundamentalism can be only given goodbye only if people realize that all the religions are telling the same teaching. There is absolutely no difference. All are talking about love, all are talking about compassion, all religions are talking about serving others. Then where is the difference? So this fundamentalism has to go. This will come, this fundamentalism will go only if we try to teach all religions rather than restraining ourselves from teaching religion. All religions, comparative religions, there should be study. There should be prayer of all religions. Let them develop respect towards other religions also. And when they have got this interfaith harmony as children, when they grow up, they will not be brainwashed by so many political interested people to go for terrorism or to go for fundamentalism and to go for violence if they are taught in the schools during childhood. That is the only solution there is no other solution to terrorism. The only solution is to give a goodbye to fundamentalism, and that can only come if we stop this brainwashing. And this brainwashing can only be stopped if we give proper training to the children in the form of knowledge of all scriptures, of all religions. Small. For example, we have brought out a series, Thus Spake Vivekananda, Thus Spake Sri Ramakrishna, Thus Spake Sharda Devi, Thus Spake Prophet Muhammad, Thus Spake the Christ, Thus Spake Guru Nanak, Thus Spake Mahavir, Thus Spake Zarathustra. All religions we have got the teachings in a very short form. You can take those Thus Spake series. Let there be every day one sentence from every Thus Spake. Then they will find out, oh, Guru Nanak is telling the same thing, Mahavira telling the same thing, Buddha telling the same thing, Zarathustra telling the same thing. All religions are great, all religions are true, and they are all telling the same thing. Now, if this thing is embedded in the child, when he grows up, nobody will be able to poison him, nobody will be able to brainwash him, and nobody will be able to exploit him for political reasons. This is the only solution, mind you. There is no other solution for terrorism. For combating terrorism, there is no other solution. For combating fundamentalism, there is no other solution. It is a long-term solution I am giving, but we have to wait till that time. It is not possible to change the minds of terrorists. They have been brainwashed. But it is possible to change the minds of the future terrorists who are sitting in your classroom by giving proper education of interfaith harmony. So, assembly has to be more effective. Cleanliness is to come to the schools and colleges. I had been going frequently to Gattu Vidyalaya in Nikhileshwarananda. What did they do? they installed a very beautiful statue of Swami Vivekananda right on front in the main gate. So many people, they objected, what is there? Why should you have a statue of Swami Vivekananda? They, Swamiji statue will be there, there is a good teaching and this is very imposing. He was the leader of the youth, so the children will get inspired. But they will get inspired only when they look at the statue. If they don't look at the statue, how they will get inspired? And then the managing trustee replied beautifully, they may not look at Swami Vivekananda, but Swami Vivekananda will look at them. That is the benefit. Swami Vivekananda's blessings will be on them. Let them come, let them receive the blessings of Swamiji. Even if they don't look, Swamiji will look at them and my children will get inspiration. And that is how the students got inspired. Then every classroom, he has put a photograph of Swami Vivekananda. And every classroom, he has got a great saying, either by Mahatma Gandhi or Swami Vivekananda or by a patriot. Some good, very inspiring, great saying is all over the school. And it's a beautiful, clean, neat and clean school. Likewise, so many schools are trying to follow and they are getting very good result. Not only academic good result, not only extraordinary, this extracurricular activities also good result, but other problems like, disobedience to parents and all types of these problems that come up in the school, quarrel, strife between the children, all those. And then of course the addiction to tobacco, all these things are getting reduced. How? Just by having a positive atmosphere, by a clean atmosphere, by a holy atmosphere all round. So change the atmosphere of the school. That is in the hands of the managing trustees. There the managing trustees have to take the lead for changing the whole atmosphere of the institution by making it and providing the holy atmosphere, by keeping all the politicians away and the political factors away. So many ways in which a holy atmosphere has to be provided to the education institutions. Then what else can be done? Most important thing is, Swami Vivekananda says, doing is very good, but that comes from thinking. Fill the mind therefore with highest thoughts, place them day and night before you, and out of that will come great work. So these thoughts have to be placed before them. So we must inculcate in them the reading habits. They must read some books every day. So they must be told to meditate every day. So in every assembly there should be 1 or 2 minutes of meditation, very simple meditation. There is a DVD you will get, Meditation for Excellence in Life. My DVD is there based on my lectures at AMA, and with the help of a song I have demonstrated how to meditate. You can see that. Maybe you can adopt that, or there are various other methods that I have suggested. You take up one method of meditation, simple method, 1 or 2 minutes of meditation you can start with for the children, but that has got a very good effect. So 1 or 2 minutes of meditation, assembly to be made effective, prayer, some sort of unselfish service these children should be given. Maybe during the vacation, sometimes they say, oh, the syllabus is so much, how can we give extracurricular activities? These are all lame excuses. Where there is will, there is a way. During vacation, you take them to the villages. During vacation, you take them to the slums. Let them have literacy classes. Within 2 months, the small children learn how to read and write their name. At least, that is also a big achievement. So let them all go for literacy drive. Let them all go for tree plantation. Let them all go for some social service. So then they will know what is the importance of social service, what the unselfish service, and when they will realize the joy, when they will really feel the joy of serving others, then they will realize the importance of service. And then you will not have to tell them. That will be the motivating force for them. So this is value education, not only preaching, oh, please tell the truth. Children also tell the parents, you also please tell the children, tell the truth. Father is telling, my child is not listening to me, and he is telling lies. But how did he develop the habit? He himself told, when somebody is coming, એને કહી દે, પપ્પા ઘરમાં નથી. He is there, but he is telling the child, you tell, Papa ghar mein nathi. And that small child is so guileless and so simple. He tells, Papa kaise Papa ghar mein nathi. Papa is telling Papa is not there in the house. What do you say? This is what happens. Some children were playing and a teacher was passing by. Hey, what are you playing? We are playing a very difficult, very different type of game. What is that? We are telling the game, we are having a competition. Who will tell the blackest lie? Who will tell the biggest lie? Whosoever gives the biggest lie will be given award. કે જે સૌથી મોટું ગપ્પુ હાંકી શકે ને એને અમે એવોર્ડ આપશું. હા, કોમ્પિટિશન ટેલિંગ લાઈ, નેવર ડુ ઇટ. વોટ? Competition of telling lie? No, you should never tell a lie. You see, in my whole life, I never told a lie. And all the children claps, sir, you get the first prize. Because there cannot be a greater lie than this. A whole life I have not told a lie. Students are observing very keenly. So they know what you are doing. They will follow what you are doing. No, they will not go for what you are saying. So these values have to be there first in the teachers, in the parents. One person was going along in the train with his child, and then as it happens, many people come for selling something, and then the ice cream came. Then he said, I want to have ice cream. Huh? अभी बैठा नहीं अभी आइसक्रीम. ना वो आइसक्रीम देगा. नहीं आइसक्रीम नहीं खाना. आइसक्रीम नहीं दोगे तो मैं बता दूंगा. Then okay, आइसक्रीम दे दो. After some time, again some another thing came. This sweet, I want this sweet. No, अभी तो आइसक्रीम खाया. नहीं दोगे बता दूंगा. Again he got this. Likewise, every station he is demanding something, and that his father at the line he is fulfilling. Then one of the co-passengers, what type of father you are? You are this fellow, your son is like a terrorist. He is getting the whole thing work done by you. What type of father you are? You are under his control. Then he said, what to do? It is all my mistake because I purchased half ticket for him. So he is giving a warning. If you don't give, I will tell the TT that I am over this age. This is my age. I will tell the truth. मैं सच बता दूंगा मेरी उम्र क्या है. अरे बाबा. But then he says, my God, the whole expenditure was more than the half ticket. Is better I should have gone for the full ticket rather than for half ticket. But this is what happens. We are trying to purchase half ticket for the child, telling him not to tell the truth, and afterwards lamenting, my child is not telling the truth. He is telling a lie. But who taught him? It is you who taught him. You told him, कही दे पप्पा घर में नहीं. Behavior pattern, be and make. For parents and for teachers, first of all, we will have to be role models. Then the values will come in the children, otherwise it will not come. This is number one thing. Many parents, they tell me, oh, all nowadays students, they are this and these children like this and this. And one father was lamenting, do you know what my son has done? He pickpocketed my money. He pickpocketed my money. This is, अब तो हद हो गई. मेरे पॉकेट में से पैसा ले लेता है. अब क्या करूं? I said, do you remember? When I told 6 months back, you send your son to the ashrama, he said, no, he will get spoiled. If he goes to the ashrama, he will get spoiled. I want to make him practical. That is, he should be worldly wise. सभी लोग झूठ बोलते हैं, तुम भी झूठ बोलो. सभी लोग प्रैक्टिकल बनते, तुम भी प्रैक्टिकल बोलो. So what teaching you are giving? You told, never tell a truth. सत्यमेव जयते, वो पुराना मंत्र हो गया. अभी नया मंत्र है असत्यमेव जयते. Those who will tell the lie, they will go forward. You were teaching, तुम ही उसको बोल रहे थे, be practical. अभी he is following the practical example, because what you are doing in business, you are telling a lie. He is saying day and night, and you are also telling him, you should be also practical like me, and don't be like this Babajis, they are all theoretical people. So you were telling him, be practical, be like me. So he has started experiment with you for the first time. He has made a beginning with you. Now he will experiment with others. He thought, let me begin with my father only. Because he is my guru. So, what we want is, my children should be positive, my children should be practical, he should not tell a truth, but with me he should tell the truth. How is it possible? You are teaching him not to tell the truth, and now you want that he should tell the truth to you. You want that my child, like me, should do black marketing and should go for income tax chori, and I teach my children, you should go for income tax chori, you should go for all types of chori, but you want that your child should not make chori in your own house. Is a double standard. So, ultimately it is all the parents and the teachers. So, in the schools, parent I am giving you the hints, this atmosphere of the school to be made more clean and godly, holiness, holy atmosphere. Second, assembly to be made more effective. Third, a very good library, enrich your library. So, we have given you one paper. One paper has been given to you. उसमें एक पेपर होगा, देखो तो. One paper is there. Yeah, books on value education. Now what we have done is, we are advising all these schools or educational institutions, those who want to provide value oriented education. We have selected, we have got thousands, hundreds of publications. What we have done is, we have selected those 84 books on value education, and the whole set is available at 2,500 rupees, but we are giving it 2,000 rupees. Some prices might have changed here and there, but this whole set we are telling every education institution we must have in our library, and develop a habit of reading in the students. Very difficult, but we have to try. And that is why what we have advised, most of the books are small, but they are very attractive books. How to develop willpower, how to control anger, how to develop character, how to develop personality. These are all the subjects with which they are interested. How to develop concentration. These are all the books on value education that we have given them. So, introduce these books in your library. Let them purchase, and we carry, like this bookshop we carry everywhere. So, as a part of our value education, we first of all have workshop on total personal development. Then we go from village to village and school to school. We have got a very big van, Vivek Rath. There we have a mobile exhibition of 40 paintings of Swami Vivekananda concerning his life and teachings, which we keep in the education institution. The students see that. Secondly, we have that book exhibition. The students can purchase these books. And we have, most important, now I am coming to the point, is, because values are caught, not taught, most important is audio visual aid. How they are getting spoiled? By TV. What we should do? Give values through TV. The same TV box, which is an idiot box, can become a blessing for them if through that idiot box you give the message of value education. So show them some good films, because they will not read, but we must make them read at least a little. But most important, how Gandhiji was transformed, read his autobiography. He has not left anything undone. Everything is, all experiments he had done. But how he was transformed? By seeing the drama on Harishchandra. Let them see the film on Harishchandra. Let them see film Jagrati, very beautiful film. Jagrati, Harishchandra. Films on great patriots like Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, film on Swami Vivekananda. Let them have a look at these films. There are so many films on value education available now. Even we ourselves here are so many CDs are available. You can, one film is there, Veer Narendra Vivekananda. Nowadays children like animated film. So we have prepared an animated film on the life of Swami Vivekananda. Veer Narendra Vivekananda. And it is becoming so popular. Our audiovisual unit goes from village to village, school to school, and screens that film, Veer Narendra Vivekananda, and the children are waiting for it. So simultaneously we have a film show, we have an exhibition of paintings, we have an exhibition of book sale, and we tell this education institution to enrich their libraries by purchasing these books. That is how slowly the transformation is taking place. We are sure it will take place. But it's a long drawn process. You cannot have the result overnight. We have to have patience. But this is the root and branch reform. You will get the result after 20 years. After 20 years, 15 years, because these children, when they will grow up as enlightened citizens, it is they who are going to transform the whole society. In the meanwhile, what we have to do? What we have to do? We have to offer our whatever we can offer. So many people are saying, oh, आज का समाज में ऐसा है, ये है, वो है. It is a very, very adverse situation. How to work in adverse situation? I alone will not be able to enough. So what I should do? Sit down calmly and weep? No. Let us try to do ourselves. Let us give our drop. What we are having excuse is, whole world is following untruth. By my following the truth, the world is not going to change. And if everybody thinks that it is better to follow untruth because everybody is following untruth, the process is never going to be stopped. Somebody has to say, no, I will not follow the common rut. I will not go for the flock of sheep. I will become a lion and I will go alone. I am ready to go alone, but that requires boldness. Rabindranath Tagore said, जदि तो डाक सुने के ना आशे ताले एकला चलो रे एकला चलो रे एकला चलो रे एकलो जाने रे, go alone. And that is why Mahatma Gandhi went alone, and then thousands of people followed him for Dandi Yatra. But first he was alone. He was alone. So for value education also, maybe we are alone in the beginning, others will follow, but somebody has to has to break the ice. Who will bell the cat? That is most important. That requires sacrifice. That requires boldness. That is why Swami Vivekananda wrote to Nivedita, Miss Margaret Noble. She was a teacher in England. She gave Swamiji gave a clarion call. Swami wanted that India to be developed. He said India's development cannot take place without the development of women. And women development cannot take place without women education. At that time only 1% of the women were literate, 99% illiterate. He started a school for the girls and wanted to start a school for girls. He did not get a person, so he wrote a very inspiring letter to Miss Margaret Noble, who sacrifice in the past has been the law. It will be alas for ages to come. The earth's best and bravest will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. And she sacrificed herself, came to India, sacrificed her whole life. That is why Swami Vivekananda gave her the name Nivedita, the dedicated one. And she inspired many revolutionaries, including Sri Aurobindo. And then, in spite of British, she fought against the British and started the first school. Now it is called Nivedita School, Girls School is in Calcutta. It is already completed 100 years of its existence, 110 years, and it is flourishing. But Nivedita did that. So Swami Vivekananda said sacrifice. In the beginning, the sacrifice is necessary. I am sure that if we try to follow the basic principles, if Kiran Bedi can transform a Tihar jail into Tihar ashram, we can transform a Vidya Mandir into a Vidya Mandir. It is already Vidya Mandir. Name is also Vidya Mandir. It is meant for, it is housing the divinity. And so let us start worshipping Vidyarthi Narayana. Vidyarthi, inside every student there is Narayana. With this Vidyarthi Narayana Seva Yajna, our temple, our school will become a temple. Vidya Mandir will become a Vidya Mandir gradually, and then the transformation will take place. Maybe gradually, it's sure to going to take place. So audiovisual unit has to be there. And lastly, at least 2 classes every week. 2 hours to be given, maybe at the Saturday last 2 classes you can give for value education easily. And there, no preaching. Only the students, whatever books they have studied, they will try to share. Whatever good films they have seen during the week, they will try to share. And there will be a facilitator. And they themselves will be given an opportunity to share their thoughts. So naturally speaking, public speaking power will also come. And because they have to give lecture, they will read the books thoroughly, sincerely, otherwise they will not read. So this is, and then there could be competitions, speech competition, recitation competition, essay competition, fashion competition, the fancy dress competition, the quiz competition. Likewise, there can be many types of competitions through which their subjects will be something related to value education. So they will have to study the books, and after that, as the prize also, you give the prizes in the form of books. For example, we conduct many annual competitions, speech, recitation, essay. So there the subjects are given for essay. Naturally, they will have to consult the books, and then afterwards, those who receive prizes also we give the books. So this is how we are trying to slowly have this transformation. So our efforts are very much just drop in the ocean, but it is these drops which will make ocean later on. Now they are drops. Tipe tipe sarovar bharai, in Gujarati they say. These drops will gradually add together. Jot se jot jale. One light, one candle, lighting another lamp. Khalil Gibran says, don't curse darkness, light a small lamp. And from that, another lamp. From that, another lamp. And then the whole thing becomes illumined. So let us try to do that. Let us try to start with ourselves. What can I do? What can we do? Rather than what the government will do. There are so many limitations, I know. Limitations from our management of the education institution, managing trustees, they are more interested in money most of the time. There are a few, accepting a few. In spite of the management, in spite of the government policies, in spite of the outside atmosphere, in spite of the whole society going for consumerism, in spite of the parents who are also misled, who are also going for consumerism, in spite of all these limitations, let us try to do whatever little we can do. Under the limitations, what we can do, let us try to do. Then others will follow. But beginning, very difficult. Beginning, we have to sacrifice. But we have to be ready for sacrifice. Then the results will come. So, very happy. I'm very happy that all of you took a lot of interest and you listened. And I think we will get some result. I pray to the Lord that we get that strength, first of all, to understand the urgent necessity of value education. Number two, strength to implement some of the suggestions that we have discussed now. And let us hope that the dream of Swami Vivekananda will be fulfilled. India shall conquer the world by its spiritual culture, and the whole world will be permeated by the spiritual culture. And then we will have a new civilization where there will be no violence, no terrorism, no fundamentalism, no differences between sexes, between the genders, between the caste, between the states, between the various people, and there will be all universal brotherhood. And then people will be in peace, having peace of mind, no tension. People will be having more peace of mind. We are looking for that great day when these things will happen. But this has to come, this can only come by only one thing, and that is by education. And for which, let us try to become instrument as much as possible. Thank you very much.